Hi, this is Richard with the Mile 62 Running Channel. Hope you've had a great week. Got an exciting video today. Today I'm going to review the Altra Olympus 4 300-mile tech review. Altra Olympus 4 is one of my key go-to shoes for trail racing. I don't really use anything else except for on some shorter races, maybe 25K, 50K. I'll use a Lone Peak or a Temp. But want to go over my findings. I've got two pairs. I got my red pair and my black pair here that both have gone 300 miles. The Altra Olympus 4, just some background. It's got about an inch and 3/8 stack height. It's just 33 millimeters. The weight is 11.6 ounces, which is about 329 grams. It's definitely the Altra's biggest shoe, and really good protection. I'm a little bit heavier runner, 195 pounds. It really works well for me. I can compare it to other large stack height shoes like the Hoka Mafate Evo. I also use the Cliftons and the Mach 4s on the road, but I do use the Evo and Mafate on the trails, and I've used other types of trail shoes, but really my go-to shoes for the trails are the zero drop Olympus 4s. And I've been using Olympus 4s for a couple years now. I even have, I believe this is like a 3.5, and then I used a previous version too. I think I'm probably on my fifth or sixth pair of Olympuses, and I'm real excited. I'm hoping that they'll come out with the Olympus 5 soon, because the Lone Peak 5 has come out, the new Temp, I think it's a 3, has come out, but the new Olympus hasn't come out yet. So I'm hoping that it will come out soon. Anyways, I bought myself a new pair of Olympus 4s, the white and red and black pair. One tip that I always suggest to people is if you're using the same type of trail shoe for most of your running, when you buy a new pair, buy a different color. That way you can keep track of them. I monitor all my shoes on Strava. If you check out my Strava tips, I have one video on how to do that. But if you're buying all the same color, like all black, my favorite color is black. I have several pairs of Hokas which are black. And I found that sometimes once they get dirty and worn out, you don't know which one's which. Because they don't always put the model number on them. But I always buy a different color. These things have a compressed EVA, which works really well. In previous models, the compressed EVA kind of degraded on me after about 200 miles. So when they went to the Olympus 4, they really did a good job improving that. And also, you'll notice that I have a tendency to bring one foot over and cross and swipe my other shoe during in a gait analysis. That was what they told me I do wrong. Anyways, you can see how soft that EVA was on the previous model. It wore it down on the side there. But I don't have that kind of problem on the Olympus 4. So the Olympus 4 was a big improvement. They have the Vibram outer sole, which really wears really well, and it's got a really good rock plate in there. I run on courses which are very technical in Texas, and a lot of sharp rocks. Very seldom get to run on a smooth trail like you would see in Colorado or California. All the trails we have in Texas is what we call rock gardens, so these offer really a lot of protection. And what I usually do is, once I get past 300 miles, about where these shoes are now, is I'll use them for rucking, or I also use these for running on the roads. I think they're a good road shoe. I haven't really been happy with a lot of the road shoes from Altra. I've got some Escalantes, but I've tried some different ones. But I tell you what, I think they're the Olympus would make a very good road shoe if they put a little bit different sole on it. Just a hint to Altra. But once mine get wore down a little bit, I use them on the roads. Or in my neighborhood, I usually run about a 10K per day, and 2.5 miles is on the road, and then about 4 miles on the trails. So it works really well for that. What else? The Ultras have very good gator trap system. They have these on all the Ultras, but one of the big selling points for me for using Ultra is a gator system. I always use gaiters in races to prevent rocks and sand from getting in my shoes. One thing I noticed on the Olympus 4 is I only had a problem on this pair. It tore on me, and I've got a cut on both sides on this shoe, and I really don't think it was done by rocks. I think the material gave out on it. So I think they corrected that, because this shoe was purchased fall of last year, late fall, and I was racing in Bandera, and I had the fabric gave out a little bit on me. I could have cut it on a rock, but I have a little bit on both sides, both shoes. So, but anyways, when I continued to use these shoes, but I used them in short runs. Once I had a tear in it, what I did was I bought a new pair, which are these red ones, which are now also at 300 miles. And the shoes still look really good. They got 300 miles on them. I could still use these as a backup pair in a trail race, but my experience is the EVA, the compressed EVA, starts to lose some of its balance once you get past 300 miles. So I like to get a new pair. So I use these on daily runs, and I bought a new pair for racing. And what else about this? If you're new to Ultra, also they got this large forefoot. So it's very comfortable in a trail race because your feet can splay. Also, I use toe socks to keep my toes to splay, but in Ultra it gives you a little bit more room in the forefoot, and it really helps out a lot in a long trail race. I'm talking about 100K plus. Whereas in other shoes, when your feet start to swell, they can be too narrow too fast, and that's the case with me and most type shoes. Ultras fit me the best. Also with Ultra, the collars are fairly tight. There's a little bit of twist in the shoe, but a runner's knot works the best. So you can really tighten up, because the collar is a little bit looser on your foot compared to a Hoka. And the reason I know this is because if I run with Ultras on my trails here, I've got a lot of small, like pebble rocks. If I don't use gaiters on either shoe, I'll get more rocks on wearing Ultras than I will Hokas. Hokas have a little bit tighter collar around the ankle, so it's very important to use a runner's knot. And like I said, these are about $170. They don't discount them very much. That's probably been the price for at least 1 year now. So like I said, really happy with these shoes. Just bought another pair, which would be probably my 7th pair of Olympus 4s. And I highly recommend using a big shoe like this in the longer races, especially if you're a bigger runner. I would say 180 pounds plus. Even the pros on the Ultra team, if they run UTMB and these really long races, a lot of them are using Olympus. If you're a small runner, 140 pounds, 150 pounds, you can get away with using a Lone Peak or a Temp in a real long race. And I've seen some bigger runners do it, but I prefer to have a little more balance when it comes to cushion and protection. This is a much heavier shoe, but I think the benefit of using a bigger shoe it's big. I've tried it both ways. What else? Yeah, like I said about the on the outsole, this is Vibram, and they have these big lugs. One thing nice about the Olympus that I didn't mention before is they don't clog up with mud real bad. I had some issues with one version of the temp. I think it was a temp 1.5, clogged up with mud real fast. And there's the superiors, ulterior superiors. I have a pair of those. They clog up with mud, but don't have that problem with the Olympus. And I mean, if it's muddy, you're going to get mud on the bottom of your shoes. These are heavy shoes already, but I feel that these don't clog up too bad and they drain real well. So if you have to go through a river crossing, whatever. But that's it. 300-mile review. Highly recommend the Olympus 4s. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have positive feelings about all the Altra trail shoes. I mean, I really used to like the temps, and they made some changes which I don't like, but Olympus is a really good shoe and highly recommend it. So that's it. New sign in my gym. It says mile 62 trail run at Austin. I have a new clock in my gym. You can see that it's pretty hot in Texas. It's like it's 9:30 at night and it's still 92 degrees. New posters. I've got Muhammad Ali, Arnold Schwarzenegger Conquer poster, and I got a Mike Tyson poster. That really complements my boxing gym. But that's it for today. If you have any questions about the Altra Olympus 4s, happy to help you. I really consider myself kind of an expert on the Olympus 4 because I've been wearing it for so long, and I've gotten a lot of other people to wear them too. I really feel it's a really good shoe. I hope they don't change it, and I'm kind of excited. Hopefully they'll come out with the Olympus 5 soon. But anyways, have a good weekend. Enjoy your run. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. It really helps me with YouTube algorithm. And anyways, appreciate your feedback. If you have any questions, you can send me an email to runnerrwe@gmail.com. Have a great day.